Like, just went fully like into a, maybe these are repressed, but no, I'm kidding. But like, I just don't remember, like, I just feel like the whole 4 years were crazy. Like, I don't really feel like I could pick out, like, I mean, okay, like one time, this was like one time, this isn't gonna be bad, but one time I never experienced like a downpour of rain. I really had to pull my car over to even drive. Like, you literally physically couldn't drive. I never experienced that. It was kind of like interesting in its own way. Because the rain is blacked out. Like, it literally can like black out your whole car.
Like some Harry Potter shit.
Yeah. Or I don't know, like crazy. Like, I don't really know. Like, what like triggers your memory? Like, I can't think it.
No, it's so funny that you say that because like I ask all these crazy questions, and then if someone was to ask me, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, like it's not. I mean, I could think of a ton of things. It's just like, which ones do I say?
I mean, it wasn't exactly like. Well, I mean,
like, what do you consider crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, my crazy is like different than like your crazy.
Honestly, true, but like on a PG level, like my crazy was like working out like constantly for like 3.5 years.
Oh my God. But like,
so that was crazy. Like, to me, that is like,
but like, I don't remember you working out like more than like anybody usually does. I know you obsessed about it though. That's what I'm saying. But like, a lot of people work out a lot. But like, was there a point you were going to the gym twice a day? I forget. I feel like there was. Right?
If I could, I would do it.
And like, now that I think about it, no BS, like Keely was the best workout partner ever, besides you, of course.
No, because she would like cheer you on.
Huh?
Because she would cheer you on.
No, do you remember she would meet me and like we would go together for like months, and like it would hold me accountable. And like, I feel like that's what I need, definitely. Like, you could push yourself. Like, I feel like I could push you once I'm going, like when we did the long run, but like to get me physically to like put my sneakers on, like, accountability was what I really needed, that like I've learned like throughout years after. Oh my God, it's been like 12 years. Like, that really feels like, we talk about it right now, it feels like it was like maybe 2 years ago.
That's what's so,
crazy.
But yeah, I just
what, oh, can I just tell you, what's like after college is when we went to Saco.
Okay, can you tell people like what Saco is and like what that scenario was like?
So Saco, I mean, depending. Okay, so like the Saco we went to was like a full-on like beach party extravaganza, right? Like, absolutely insanity. One of our friends, we caught them having sex in one of the tents. Like, do you remember that?
And where is it? Where is Saco located for people that don't know?
Oh, so the Saco River is actually in Maine. And then you and we stayed at Fryeburg, Maine. We stayed in Fryeburg, Maine with all of our friends at Fiddlehead Campground. Intense. Did you even sleep? Like, I don't know where we slept.
Dude, there was like one. I feel like each night was like a different
shop.
I feel like, and then someone had like a huge thing of like a liter like Sprite, and they're like, "Oh, there's like Molly in
it." Oh my God, I never drank it. Did you? I remember.
I had a sip, but I mean, it was like nothing. I mean, I don't know. I didn't.
It was just a whole different vibe. I just remember some guy. He had a broken arm, and he like tried to like get into my tent with like, I don't know if you were you there when I beat him with his own belt? No, stop. Do you remember that?
I remember hearing about it, but can you retell it?
Girl, I can't stop. I can't. Okay, so basically this guy, he like had a broken arm, and he was like, "Hey ladies," like trying to get into our tent. And we were like, "Oh, hell no." Like, I don't know, we were trying to sleep or something. And we were like, "Get out of our fucking tent." And he wouldn't stop. And so I was like, you know what? I just like took his belt off, and we all started beating him with it. And then he started running away because he couldn't fight us back because the broken arm. Girl, it was crazy. Where were you? Where were you sleeping?
I think that night I was like in a tent with a guy.
What?
Yeah. But I mean, it was like, he was like, I immediately was like, dude, you were trying to hook up with me because you're heartbroken. And he
I love how you got in depth with someone at Saco River. Like, no one even talks. Like, it's all just like partying. Like, I love how you got it through to him. Like, hey, or like you got out of him that like he was dealing with a heartbreak.
No, yeah, I was like, dude, you're trying to like get with.
You must have been his ass. He must have been like, yeah, like let's hook up. And then you're probably like, no, but like tell me some more about like what happened. I'm like, what? He just probably would have loved the beating of the belt. I would have beat that heartbreak out of him.
No, it's just like such a weird, like, yeah, that was like one of the standout memories was guy wanted to hook up with me and I immediately picked up that he was coming from a place of like utter heartbreak.
Do you feel like you psychoanalyze like so much that like
to the point where like someone like removes himself from on top of me?
No, oh my god, you're so crazy. No, exactly right. They're like, I'm all sad. No, but do you feel like that?
No, I do. I psychoanalyze so much to the point where like when my aunt was visiting like last week and she's like, you need to think about going back to school and like studying psychology because this is like,
no, you should really do that. Maybe you should like, I don't know about like HIPAA laws or like whatever, but like interview people about like their pasts and like why you like diagnose them. But you'd have to have like a PhD.
I know. I mean, I definitely am gonna like. Sorry, you broke up. What?
No, I'm saying like, do you want to diagnose people? Like, isn't that scary?
No, it is.
Embedded into their brains. Like when I did the tarot last night, I'm like, damn, like, what is this day gonna be like? Like I had to throw those tarot cards out.
Okay, so let's get into it. Tell everyone how you like got into like the world of tarot.
Honestly, I feel like it's you. Remember you pulled, what did you pull? Because I was like engaged and I pulled that card, remember? And you looked at me and you're like, ooh. Ooh. And then I'm pretty sure you saged the whole house after that card.
Oh my god. You know what's so crazy? Like, I mean, I vaguely remember that, but I feel like I've done readings on so many people in the last, 8 years or whatever that they all kind of.
Yeah. No, it was like death or something. Or like, it was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was death. It was a death card. Because I was like, well, where's my relationship going to go? Like, da-da-da-da-da. Then I was like, oh my God. But anyway, so yeah, so last night I pulled like the Tower card. I pulled like the 9 of like cups or whatever. Or no, like the 10 of cups or something, like really just like negative cards. I forget what, I know I pulled the Tower card and I literally, so I was like, you know what, like universe, like if this is really true, like I'm going to put these all back. I'm going to put them all back. And if I get like similar ones, then you're telling me the truth. Girl, I pulled the Tower again. A Tower again. How many cards are like 72?
Mm-hmm.
And but I tell you, I shuffled them. I twisted them all around. It was actually the Tower reversed, but still, it was like the Tower again. Girl, like that was crazy, crazy. Like, what do you like feel like that means? I had to throw the whole deck out. I'm done.
Well, yeah, that's what's like the tricky thing is like it can become. Yeah, I guess it can become like, addicting. Essentially.
Like not even it's like not even you know what I became addicted to? It's like I became addicted to like trying to like see some vision outside of my own. And then it's like I'm manifesting the freaking cards because I'm like so embedded in my brain. But like before that, I would have looked at the situation like so different. I was only happy. That's why I was asking the cards. I was like coming from like a fun place. And that's what they say. Like if you're in a good place, like of course, maybe you're scared about somebody new or something like that. But like you shouldn't be pulling like crazy ass cards.
Well, I guess the thing about the Tower though,
what
is that like again? I mean, it all depends on like the other cards surrounding it, but it's like,
yeah,
it also can be looked at as slightly good just because it means like a breakdown of like the old realm of life or the old way of looking at life.
I love that. That's
like start a new beginning.
Yeah. But what if they're all cards though? And like they were all in reverse. And I feel like they were all like Arcana cards. Like negative ass ones.
What'd you ask about?
I mean, just like stuff in my life, you know? Like stuff that I wanted to like have good vibes on.
But I guess like it doesn't like, I don't know, it doesn't lie.
I know, but I feel like I was reading so many things on it yesterday because I was so mad. And it was like, maybe it was like the devil trying to come in.
I mean,
the devil is a lie.
The devil, oh my God, Rick Ross, Ricky Rose.
I love it.
I don't know how I feel about like the devil. Like, I don't.
Like, you don't believe that like there's negative spirits?
No, of course I believe that there's like evil, but do I feel like there's like one devil that like tries to like
girl, I can't. I feel like I was the devil of the group, but
Well, we both, I mean, everyone has like a devil and like angel on a shoulder, but like, you know how they're like, oh, like, or even like whatever Denzel said to Will Smith that like at your highest,
Yeah.
the devil will like get you or whatever. It's like,
Oh, like that. Yeah. Like
yeah,
what
I
they said.
mean,
But it's like, was that really his highest? Like, I feel his highest was like Men in Black.
no, you know what his highest was like killing that alien in Independence Day.
No, for real. And it's like, okay, think about it, right? Like, who didn't see Independence Day? Who didn't see the Men in Black? Like, honestly, who really saw the other movie? I didn't even know that movie existed.
Oh, I refused to like even before the slap. I refused to watch it.
Why? I feel like Serena and like that whole story is beautiful. You don't think? Or is it because of like Will Smith?
No, I just have gotten to a place where like as I've gotten older, I am like so emotional that like I know that that's like an emotional movie, and so like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Like, yeah, like it'll pull too many strings. Oh no, I feel like you do. Like you cry so quick. Do you still? No, but you're out of it. Like you're so emotional, like in a beautiful way, not negative at all.
Oh, thank you. Like I still have like not seen The Color Purple because I can't.
I know, I know. You know, it's so interesting you say that because I feel like that about a lot of things too. Like I can't really even bring like not like that. Like I know what you're saying about like movies, but like I know what you mean. Like certain stories, even with like Netflix, I'm like, it's just too much. I can't even like bring that forth yet.
Totally.
That's why I threw the card deck out. I was like, I'm not bringing that negative ass energy back into this house. Literally, bye, bye, devil. That's the devil worship. I'm sorry. No, I love it. I wish I could read it. Maybe because when you broke it down about the tower, maybe I just didn't read the cards right. Because I was so new to it.
Right. And it's just interpreting and like vibes. And I mean, I'm still like, I've been doing it for a long time and
Yeah.
it's just a different time each time it happens. But yeah, maybe you just, regardless of them being negative cards, maybe you just needed to take a break.
Yeah, I know. But, I threw the whole deck away and like, I don't think I'm going to pick it back up. But I do have Oracle cards, but those are just consistently positive.
Okay. So speaking of like tarot and like all that stuff, so like, do you feel like everyone like has like one soulmate? Like
No.
one soulmate?
No, I think like you'll end up with somebody at the end if that's like in your cards. But it's like I've dated so many guys, like for real, like boyfriends, like people that I've given like a lot of my time to. And it's like I really like I appreciate that, even if it like went bad, right? Like no BS, like this is being honest. Even if it was like shitty and like, we had dramas or whatever, it's like they all really did give me a piece to create a soulmate within myself so that I could actually be a better partner for somebody else. So I feel like in this sense of soulmates, it's like you really are your own soulmate. I swear to God, because it's like you're with yourself every day. And like, even if you date some guy that like, he's such a POS, it's like, and it didn't work out, it really will lead you to be in a better relationship with yourself, first and foremost, who is your soulmate. And then like with like your life partner, like whoever is going to like really stick by you throughout life. And I feel like finding someone to like really stick by you throughout life is harder than saying like, oh, I need a soulmate, because like so many ups and downs.
Oh, that's really like, that's a cool way to look at it. I love that.
Thanks. Thank you. And I really do mean that. Like, I couldn't say that there's one soulmate besides yourself. For real, for real. But I do feel like everyone has like, I do have like some family members that like have never gotten married and stuff like that. But like, I feel like they have served their purpose. So it's like for me to say like, oh, there's a soulmate for everybody. I've physically seen it. There isn't, because I've seen people not get married and that like they didn't go through life with a partner. So it's like so hard. Like, haven't you?
No, of course. But then
You know what?
wonder,
Like that, like just doesn't have a soulmate.
well, I feel like, I guess I'm kind of like at the place too where I feel like everyone has soulmates in different departments.
Yeah, of course. Totally. Like, don't you feel like you're your main soulmate for real?
Like I'm my own soulmate.
Like, yeah, you kind of like have to be. Like, you're not going to give up on yourself. And that's like that's the worst thing is like when people give up on themselves. So it's like basically like that one relationship you have with yourself, like you're not going to go fulfill your own dreams. Like,
That's a good way to look at it. I mean, and definitely there's like, or even to what you're saying, like taking a piece from each kind of relationship and like building
Yeah,
off of it and like adding to yourself. Like,
seriously. That's how you really have to look at it too, because it's like there's so many things I do differently, even like with one of my past exes. Like there's so many new things that I love now. There are so many more things I appreciate now. Like there are just so many beautiful things that like if I didn't meet him, like I wouldn't love them now. You know what I'm saying?
well, totally. And I guess you can even look at it that like just even like platonic friendships throughout your life, right? You know what I
Oh
mean?
my, yeah, like you, yeah, and like my girlfriends now. Like it is so emotionally like, oh my God, yeah, it feels so amazing. And it's like you can like count on them and it's like they know they can count on you. It's so beautiful, isn't it?
No, it really is.
No, it is. I feel like even though like I don't see you all the time, like I still feel like if I called you, like you would answer. You feel me? Like
Oh yeah,
if
ditto.
and I'm pretty sure I have called you with some crazy ass stories recently.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but like I laughed my ass off.
Oh, I know. I don't know if it's ready like for the YouTube, Just take a bunch of
Oh.
videos.
Well, I'm like trying to like
Or are you just doing straight like YouTubes?
I mean like I'm doing everything.
Yeah, like I feel like you're a content creator.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so amazing. So before this, right? I was looking you up because like, as like a former journalist, I had to do my research on you. So there are so many things that you don't post that you've been involved in. I'm so mad at you.
Wait, like, but see, maybe you need to be my agent because I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, girl, I know, I would love to be your agent. Okay, we're gonna put that on there. I'll write you what is it called? What do you like sign something like a contract? But no, so like you were on all these podcasts, like all of these really cool shows.
Oh, thank you.
And I was like, wait, girl, like what the hell? Like, why aren't you plugging these more?
Well, I guess I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have to an extent, but maybe it's just like a one and done. I don't know.
Oh my god, you were so good on them too.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, like you were so good. And like you just like you really spoke so well. Like to be hit with like certain questions, I was like, oh my god, that was a really good answer, girl.
Oh, thank you. Because I always
Like you're welcome, you're welcome. But that comes with like talking to people all the time. So like this is like I was so nervous to do this.
I know. I was just like, dude, because I was like, I kind of like so behind the camera, like Tiara and I like kind of rescheduled a couple of times because she was just like, I'm so nervous, but I'm like, it's just me.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it's gonna be online. We're not used to that. Well, not no, they say we're, I mean me, like
No, I get it. I get it. I need to like understand just because I'm in this like tunnel vision that like this is abnormal.
Yeah, how long has it been for you? Like, yeah, what even like brought you to do this?
No, I'm like, how long has it been since like sex or podcasting?
Girl, we should have this podcast. I would love to talk about it.
Oh my god, Katie at night.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was gonna say a lot of things I can't.
Can you tell about working at the news station and like the terrorist brothers? And like
sorry. So I mean, oh my god, I feel like that was like so many moons ago. If you think about it, that was 2013, almost like 10 years ago. That is so crazy to think about. So I mean, I don't really remember just like it. I just remember the whole day my dad and I were supposed to go out to lunch and I was like getting off of work and then like all of a sudden madness just broke out on like Twitter and like on the email and I was like, well, what the hell is going on? And my dad was waiting outside and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to be here for a while because it came in as a manhole. I think it was like a manhole cover explosion. And then like the reporter, I think her name was Janet Wu that was there. She's the one that called back first. And she was like, oh my God, like there's madness down here. I guess like maybe she saw like people being hurt and it was just like what do they call like a triage, like not a triage but like a mass casualty incident, and it just snowballed after that. So I feel like with the brothers it was just like madness, and then that week I went to Vegas with you.
Oh my god,
crazy, right?
That is so crazy to like put it in that time frame bubble, Yeah,
because that's literally when it was. Yeah, so 2013.
And then weren't you there when they caught the SOB in the boat?
Yeah, so like I called, so it was so crazy. So like when you work for a news station, so I was an assignment editor. So like you kind of like make calls like in the area through like the white pages. So like you see like you hear it over the scanners and like obviously from people on the scene, like the vicinity of where the police are moving to. So like I just started calling all these numbers in like that vicinity at their homes, and you could hear like this one house, and it was like the lady that owned the house with her husband. Like she answered, and I was like, "Hi," I was like, "Are you the house that?" I was like, "Hi, this is Tiarra from Channel 7. Are you the house that that has like Zarnaev in the boat or something like that?" And then all of a sudden she's like, "Yes," and then like you hear like police or someone say, "Hang up, hang up, hang up," and then it was just like madness after that. And so I just hung up, and I was like, "That's where it is." It was so crazy. It was so crazy. But I was so happy that he was caught, because if he wasn't caught, I wasn't going to Vegas. So, you know what I mean?
By the way, what did you think of Vegas? Have you been back since?
No, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it? The only thing I like are the pool parties, like seriously. But we also didn't go to shows. So, like, I just don't like the night. Well, okay, at the time I didn't like the nightlife because you could smoke cigarettes inside. Like, that was disgusting.
That'll show you the time frame too, right?
Huh?
That'll show you the time frame too, because they don't have that anymore, do they?
Girl, I hope not. Just Florida? Because remember Florida had that too? Girl, I had to go home. It's like you couldn't get that smell off.
Yeah. Yeah, you were like so anti-smoking.
Yeah, it's just gross. Like, it just sticks on you for days and days and days, you know? But that's the only thing about Vegas I hated.
I agree with you. I think that it was like one of those things where it's like I just enjoyed like the day party as opposed to like the night party, because I feel like you can night party anywhere.
Oh my God, exactly. Those pool parties were amazing. And it's like they were always hosted by like a big celebrity, remember?
Who was the one that when we were there?
Will I Am.
Oh my God, yes.
Don't you remember? And then like we met all those guys from Newton from my town. It was so random. And you were like in the pool with them. They had like Celtics jerseys on. They were like, "Hi."
Oh my God.
Remember when Deanna left us to go on a bachelor party?
And we didn't see her for like 12 hours.
And yeah, she comes back and she doesn't have her phone, her wallet, nothing. And we found it at the strip club.
We're like, what? She's like, I like slept with the guy. Like I slept with the guy getting married. We're like, Vegas.
No, like, yeah, like she really has some Vegas stories. I feel like she's the one. You really need to get her on here to talk about Vegas. Just like that's it anymore.
I do.
And like, did he play some role in your life?
No.
Girl, you know what's so interesting? You say that. I swear to God. So like, this girl says that she has these people come to her. Like, I don't know about dreams, but like just like speak to her, and like this is on a podcast. I don't know this person. So and she was like, yeah, like this person came and spoke to me, and like. First of all, she said Michael Jackson, but it's like, you know, why are you getting these big names though? But it's like I thought to myself, well, if Michael Jackson really is coming to her, like, let's just say this is true. How did he find her? Do you know what I mean?
No, of course.
If like, does he come through the musical notes? Like, is she listening to him on a record? Like how would Bob Barker have found you?
I don't know, but I guess the whole thing is like the weird thing about Bob Barker is like he's still alive.
I thought he passed. Girl, I think he passed.
I'm looking up right now.
Wait, I feel like he was in the movie Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah, no, dude, he's old as shit. That's why I dreamed about him, like, I guess sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber.
Girl, I'm pretty sure.
Literally 98 years old. Like, he has yet to be pronounced dead. Born in 1923. He's still kicking it.
Wait, but why did I feel like I did a whole RIP to him on Twitter? It wasn't one of those fake deaths, like when people are RIPing and like they're saying that they died and they really didn't.
It could be, but like he's alive and well.
So okay, now I get what you're saying. So you're only having dreams about people that are still here. So you're still picking up on their vibrations.
Right. Well, I mean, this might make it more confusing, but I've dreamed about both people that have passed and that are still here. But I guess the more thing of like, yeah, why am I, or even like too, like reoccurring people from, I mean, I'm sure I've talked about it a lot to like some of my friends are like, shut the fuck up. But like there was like a period where like I repeatedly dreamed about this kid that I went to school with here in town and like never had a crush on him, never was friends with him, nothing.
So what happened? Like,
I still don't know.
So have you like looked him up?
I mean, there's been two, but yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely like, have significant others. I mean, not that that matters, but it's like I don't know what the message is essentially.
So, oh my God, I want you to tap into that somehow.
I mean, the only thing that I can like that would make sense that if like you believe in like past lives, lives that I must have had some kind of connection with them in a past life, and
okay, I can see that. I like that.
Only thing that I can think of because they've yet to like a quote unquote appear, LOL. And even if so, right? What do you want? So what am I going to say to them?
You dated Bob Barker in the Renaissance era.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, girl, that price was right.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
The new Price Right is so lame, isn't it? Like, we never even got the truth about Tupac, like, to go back to him, but like,
full circle.
Never going to, or like JFK, or like anything like that. Like, do you really think that guy shot him? Because I don't. I really think that was a cover up.
Totally, and like the guy,
like they picked the guy that was kind of insane, right?
Well, no, I mean, it was just like a stupid Russian.
Who?
Harvey.
He was Russian?
Yeah, he was Russian.
Oh my God, stupid Russian. I love it. I like white Russians, though. Cheers.
As we wrap it up here, what do you think happened to JFK?
Oh my God, he was murdered. Definitely, right?
But by who?
See, I don't remember. Was it the FBI that was famous back then, or was it CIA? I think it was FBI, right? Like Hoover? Like... See, those are like real celebrities to me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if someone, like, okay, like, for example, Bob Saget died, and it's like, no one even gives a fuck. There's no conspiracy because people are so drowned out with so many other celebrities' dramas. It's like, we won't even get down to the bottom of that. Like, Tupac is only still alive, like, with, like, wondering what happened to him because, like, it was just so big back then. Nothing like that becomes big these days, don't you think?
Oh yeah, well, 100%. Just because there's like, yeah, like there's so many, we're being stimulated like in so many different ways that it's like, how could it?
Isn't that so sad? Like back in the, oh my God, like let's just say this was like the 1950s and Bob Saget was Bob Saget then. This would be a huge ordeal. Huge. But it's like people say, oh, okay, the cop said no. Now we're going to go to the Kim Kardashian and her dating Pete. By the way, I do not find Pete attractive.
I mean, I think his personality is cute and like, you know what they say.
Oh, of course. Big energy. So,
I mean.
And what do you think? He's just like funny?
I think he's like very hilarious.
Or do you think he's just like so sweet, like behind closed doors or like everything?
I think he's like both.
He dated like, oh my God, he dated like the most beautiful people. Like, he dated like Kate, the actress, the British actress.
Beckinsale.
Girl, Kate Beckinsale's so beautiful. It's like so clearly like this dude is pulling like really amazing girls.
Well, because like, well, haven't you heard that old Sex in the City quote where it was like, I sleep with like, I don't know what it was, but Samantha said something like, I sleep with ugly guys because they've like, pretty guys never have to work at getting like a girl in bed.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So like and I actually feel like that's true. Don't you?
Well, absolutely. And then like usually people that are like dudes that are like
gorgeous, you mean? Like stunners.
Yeah, like they don't have to work for it. And then maybe guys that are like somewhat unattractive like have lower self-confidence or they try to overcompensate like sexually.
Oh my God, I can't. I know. Oh, it is so true. But like you know who just like crossed my mind? You know who I feel like is gonna be so mad about this is Iggy. Iggy does not want to hear that. Iggy is gonna be like, bitch, I look so hot. How dare you girls say that I am good? So like he just crossed my mind right now. So that we're not talking about you, Iggy.
Shout out, Iggy's been on the show too. Like he looks like.
Don't you love him? I was just talking about him yesterday. He hates like models of today. Did he tell you that?
Kind of. I think like kind of like the social media aspect of just. I don't know. Like yeah, like you're looking at someone who's like had their body or their face altered, like in real time, like you know.
Yeah, that's what his biggest thing was. He said that like the Hadids and like the Jenners are like all like plastic surgery. Like even the ones that you think are just naturally beautiful, he's like, no, like they actually had work done. And I'm thinking to myself, are you serious? I had no idea.
Like WTF.
Did you? I didn't think that like Kendall. I thought she was natural. Like that's how like she's viewed, I guess.
No, I think she is, but in the last like 2 years, I can definitely see like an altered. But that's just in the last 2 years where I'm like, you're obviously.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, I have no idea what it is, but she's obviously like.
Maybe she's in the cryo chamber with Bob Barker.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but I really thought that Bob Barker had passed. I feel so bad.
Oh no!
That's why I said he was with Walt Disney. But do you feel like Walt is really underneath?
Yeah, I kind of think he like just like they have his body somewhere, just like Osama bin Laden.
Oh my God. You think? Like the government owns it?
Or like Disney. I don't know about the government owning Walt's body. Maybe it's like preserved.
No. DeSantis, oh my God, I feel like DeSantis is so crazy. He would go and like literally like unbury Walt Disney's body. He would like, what is that called? When they do that for like crimes? They do like they grave dig, like they dig the body out.
It's gonna kill me not to like know. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It's like not resurrect the body, right? Is it?
But I mean, pretty much what they're doing, but that's not the word.
Well, why doesn't he have his own tomb? Like, where is he buried? Because I feel like people did it.
I'm sure they like say like, oh, he's born at like Hollywood Forever Cemetery or something, but he's like really not.
Yeah. Oh no. I feel like he's probably still walking this earth. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, as an AI.
Girl, AI is real. You know, people are getting married to AI these days.
Like, girl, Meta World?
Huh?
Like Meta World? I don't get it.
I don't even know. No, they have like physical AI bodies like that turn hot and stuff. I can't. But anyway, so you know what else I was talking about? Like, I know we have to wrap up, but I was just telling this guy the other day. I was on a date with him. Such a nice guy. But anyways, so there are implants now. Did you see this in Stockholm, Sweden? There are implants that like you literally get it into your hand and you could like pay the grocery store. You could open doors with it. And it's a full on implant. Yeah. And I'm shocked that like no one knows about it. Like it knows about this because it's like this has been out there for like 4 years now. Like if you want to talk about AI, look this up right now. Well, like when we get off.
And then obviously you never have it removed.
I mean, I'm sure you can remove it. Like you can remove cancer, so it's like I'm sure you can remove it, right? I guess it's like wrapped in silicone, girl. This is crazy. And it like you open like your work office with it. Like you open the door and then like you go and like you go eat, boom, you pay with it. And it's like all whatever they call it, like card free, I guess.
It sounds like a tracking device.
You know, I actually said that, right? So like when I was on this date and the guy's like, well, it was a good point. He's like, well, you know, your phone kind of tracks you anyway. And I was like, well, that is true. That is so true. But the only other thing is like, well, if you go on a road trip and you don't have your phone with you, but like, who would do that? You know?
Yeah, like someone who would accidentally forget.
Yeah. And it's like, if you're on the run, you're going to rip the implant out anyways. So it's like, I understand like the whole tracking part of it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I think it'll get to the point where it could tell like if you're sleeping, like it could probably wake you up. It could zap you. See, I don't know. This is too much. I don't know if I'd want that yet. Or is it because like we're so new technology that we don't view it how it's going to be yet?
Right.
What do you think? I can't wait till you look this up. You're going to be baffled.
I think it's just gonna, it's just another level of like craziness, like just another layer of craziness on top of all the other crazy layers that like I can't keep up with.
I know, but like, what if it plays music?
No, dude, I would be scared. I would never.
Oh my God, but what if you like that podcast without the microphone? You could just like link up your hand and like that.
Like this.
No, exactly. Like, hey, can you record?
What? Okay, so final question before if you want to plug your social media. But you dropped that you had Linda Tripp's birthday. What do you think about the whole Lewinsky like scandal? Like, do you think they like genuinely like loved each other? What do you think about Linda Tripp? Like, any thoughts?
Well, you know, I actually just so I was just recommended last night from Ray. Shout out to Ray, we love him. That I should watch this one show. It was called American Horror Story. No, what was it? American something story?
Like American Crime or something where it highlights that.
Oh my God, girl. So I got into it. That's how I looked up Linda Tripp last night. That's why I watched it my birthday. Because I was like, so did you watch it yet?
It's so funny. I have watched like half the series.
Okay. So you know how like the woman was like, the president doesn't even know who you are, Linda. I thought Linda was like the right-hand man to the president. So she didn't even know him. It was Monica that knew him. I am so confused.
I think that like, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's like messy, but essentially my read was that Linda was just like another like employee. Like she was just like another, another number.
Yeah, like, yeah, just like pretending to like type on a new computer. Okay, so my whole thing is like, I think that Monica was like it's so crazy. I was just talking about this last night. So I think that she like is still scarred from it. And I feel like that's why like she has not, I mean, I don't think she's married yet. I just saw her. So I just saw Monica Lewinsky on Instagram at Michelle. So I was looking at Michelle Pfeiffer's Instagram, and Monica was at a wedding with like Hollywood elite. Like I'm talking like last weekend. And I was like, oh, that's like there's Monica Lewinsky. So then I was like, wait, that's so crazy. And I was like, wait, I don't think she's ever married, right? Like, I don't think she ever got married. Yeah. So I think whatever her waiting by the phone for him was, and like really like never healing from that, I feel like that like fucked her up. And I think he had women everywhere. I feel like, why was it that hers became so famous again? I forget. Besides that, she kept the dress. How did it leak out? Was it Linda, right?
She was like recording literally like all their conversations.
Who was Linda? Mm-hmm. Is that even legal to like record the president?
Well, she didn't record the president. She recorded Lewinsky. Like Lewinsky saying all these things, like we hooked up this.
Oh, got you. Oh, so she was tapping her body like she was, what is it called? Like what is the mic called? Wiring? A wire?
Yeah, she was wiring like the phone, like she was literally wiring the landline.
But like that's insanity. So Linda wanted the book so bad. Is that what I got from that show? That Linda wanted this book so bad?
I don't know what it was, or just that like she was like, wait, this president is disrespecting like the office. And like
girl, I can't.
But then I also am like,
been in that office, okay?
Exactly. And like, do you think he's the only, I don't know, I almost looked at it like between the lines. It's like, were you jealous that like he wasn't like giving you attention? Like, I don't really
okay, let's just say it like this. Even if Linda asked Bill, he probably would have said, no, thank you, girl. He would have said, I'm all set.
I'm good.
I don't think he would have been into that. He had been like, Linda, you're tripping. But okay, so back to like, do I think that he liked her? I think, yeah, like I really feel like they might have had a connection for real. Like sometimes you really cannot explain it. Do I think he was going to go off and marry her? No, I don't think he ever would have. And I think it got I don't know if that affair would have lasted or anything, but I know for a fact that like Linda kind of messed that one up.
Oh,
and that would have like kind of fucked anybody up. Like imagine thinking that's your friend for so long and like they betray you like that with the president of the United States. Like if you really think about it, so it's like, can you really blame Monica for being that like scared and like not trusting? I don't know. Like that's like really fucked up.
Oh my God, I would be like, I'm paranoid without like anyone doing that. You know what I mean?
No, I know. No, for real. Like that is crazy. But I hope that she finds her peace because it's like, I'm sure Bill has, you know? Do you think he hooks up with people? Like, is he sick? I don't even know.
Not anymore, but I think like what happened was like, I always tell people like he is like one of these people that like actually looks more sexy, like heavier, like fluffier.
Oh, gaunt. Yeah.
I heard he like became a vegan or something, like had heart issues.
Girl, I can't. But like honestly, like I feel like this combo is dead now. I'm like, when I hear vegan, it's like I'm cutting it off.
Do you want to give a shout out to your social media?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just at Tiarra Norcross, right? Like that's pretty much it.
Yay! That's it!
Okay. I was so scared.
Wasn't it fun?
No, it was. And I feel like I really get like so hyped up about like certain things.
Yes, it was just like, see, isn't it just like kind of just like talking to me on the phone?
Yeah, it is. But like now my back hurts. I need to lay down.
Thank you, Katie Black. You're amazing. Thank you,
I
love.
love your energy.
Yes,
I
great
do.
energy.
I love it.
What up?